Servants rushed in from all over to put out the flames, and they did a good enough job considering that everything in the room was flying this way, that way. Fans and scarves and hats. Particularly the hat of Princess Nerina. It flew off to the wall behind her, where she quickly retrieved it and put it on properly. That was at 8:23 and 50 seconds. It was too late. At 8:23:55, Prince Humperdinck rose roaring, the veins in his thick neck etched like him. There were still flames in some places, and their redness reddened his already blood-filled face. He looked, as he stood there, like a barrel on fire. He then said to Princess Nerina of Gueldor the 5 words that brought the nations to the brink. "Madam, feel free to flee." And with that, he stormed from the great hall. The time was then 8:24. Prince Humperdinck made his angry way to the balcony above the great hall and stared down at the chaos. The fires were still in places, flaming red. Guests were pouring out through the doors, and Princess Nerina, hatted and faint, was being carried by her servants far from view. Queen Bella finally caught up with the prince, who stormed along the balcony, clearly not yet in control. "I do wish you hadn't been so blunt," Queen Bella said. The prince whirled at her. "I'm not marrying any bald princess, and that's that. No one would know," Queen Bella explained. "She has hats, even for sleeping." "I would know," cried the prince. "Did you see the candlelight reflecting on her skull?" "But things would have been so good with Gueldor," the queen said, addressing herself half to the prince, half to Court Rugen, who now joined them. "Forget about Gueldor. I'll conquer it sometime. I've been wanting to ever since I was a kid anyway." He approached the queen. "People snicker behind your back when you've got a bald wife, and I can do without that, thank you. You'll just have to find someone else." "Who?" "Find me somebody. She should just look nice, that's all. That Nerina has no hair." King Lathron said, puffing up to all the others. "Narumble, mumble, humble. Thank you for pointing that out, dear," said the Queen Bella. "I don't think Humperdinck will like that," said the king. "Dumble, humble, mumble." Then Count Rugen stepped forward. "You want someone to look nice? But what if she's a commoner? The commoner, the better," Prince Humperdinck replied, pacing again. "What if she can't hunt?" The count went on. "I don't care if she can't spell," the prince said. Suddenly he stopped and faced them all. "I'll tell you what I want," he began. "I want someone who is beautiful, that when you see her, you say, 'Wow, that's Humperdinck. Humperdinck must be some kind of fellow to have a wife like that.' Search the country, search the world, just find her." Count Rugen could only smile. She is already found, he said. It was dawn when 2 horsemen reined in at the hilltop. Count Rugen rode a splendid black horse, large, perfect, and powerful. The prince rode one of his whites. It made Rugen's mount seem like a plow puller. "She deserves milk in the morning," Count Rugen said, "and she is truly, without a question, no possibility of error, beautiful. She was something of a mess when I saw her," the count admitted, "but the potential was overwhelming. A milkmaid," the prince ran the words across his rough tongue. "I don't know that I could wed one of them, even under the best conditions. People might snicker that she was the best I could do." "True," the count admitted. "If you prefer, we can ride back to Florin City without waiting. We've come this far," the prince said. "We might as well." His voice quiet simply died. "I'll take her," he managed finally, as Buttercup rode slowly by below them. "No one will snicker, I think," the count said. "I must court her now." In the prince. "Leave us alone for a minute." He rode the white expertly down the hill. Buttercup had never seen such a giant beast or such a rider. "I am your prince, and I will marry you. And will you... No. I am your prince, and will you marry me?" Humperdinck said. Buttercup whispered, "I am your servant, and I refuse." "I am your prince, and you cannot refuse." I am your loyal servant, and I just did. Refusal means death. Kill me then. I am your prince, and I'm not that bad. How could you rather be dead than married to me? Because, Buttercup said, marriages involve love, and that is not a pastime at which I excel. I tried once and it went badly, and I am sworn never to love another. Love, said Prince Humperdinck. Who mentioned love? Not me, I can tell you. Look, there must be a male heir to the throne of Florim. That's me. Once my father dies, there won't be a heir, just a king. That's me again. When that happens, I'll marry and have children until there is a son. So you can either marry me or be the richest and most powerful woman in thousands of miles and give turkeys away at Christmas and provide me a son, or you could die in terrible pain in the very near future. Make up your mind. I'll never love you. I wouldn't want it if I had it. Then by all means, let us marry.